Hello dear beautiful soul, my name is Stella Shakti. Me and my twin flame have been together more than 3 years now, and greetings from Sri Lanka where we live together now. I am originally from Estonia, from Europe, and we met a little bit more than 3 years ago, and now I can gladly share with you the knowledge and little insights which have helped me so much on this journey. So if you find something helpful here, I'm most happy to share this with you. The journey of twin flame couple is never same as others, and everyone has their unique patterns and unique lessons that they need to go through. But there is one big lesson which I have seen has been in most of couples I know, which is a pattern of waiting of divine masculine to wake up. Even if it's are you already in the relationship, or you're still waiting for your twin flame to show up in the physical realm, this is something we can apply to every position, because there are some core understanding which I believe can help us a lot on this journey. First of all, let us remember that this journey is not about just meeting two persons, even if they share the same soul. This journey is about enlightenment, and first of all, your enlightenment, who you are watching this video, because most likely you are the main carrier of divine feminine energy, who is considered more a chaser in the relationship at its beginning phase. As a divine feminine is a way shower energetically for the twin flames, it's important to understand that no matter how much you try to accomplish this relationship by some kind of strategies, this is not a regular relationship where you can play games or like trick the universe. This is a pure honesty. This is a relationship where we need to become like completely naked in front of universe, and don't get scared of that, because whatever you're experiencing, these are just experiences. Your true self, enlightened self, is always and already inside you. It just needs time and practice, and step by step going into more stress-free self to understand this, to have the self-realization. What we need is to relax as much as possible. And as funny enough, on this journey of full enlightenment, we find ourselves to be waiting for our divine partner. It can be the most stressful experience one can ever imagine, because when you have been on this twin flame journey long enough, you know that at some point on your journey there might be a situation where you can't think about anything else but your twin flame. Like anything else in the world seems to be so far and so pointless and so meaningless. So you might even consider yourself to be crazy or really lost your mind. And this is not the point to give up about your own mental health. This is just a point to realize that God has chosen, your own God self has chosen you to become now the highest version of yourself. And this journey needs immense patience, immense courage to let go of this human self identifications which we have been holding, the roles we were thinking we are, or how we are, or anything what we have tried to show others, like which kind of person I am or which kind of habits I have, but inside it has not been anchored, or inside it hasn't been recognized fully enough. So to become this version of higher self ourselves, usually the twin flame masculine is going to bring up all these places we have been thinking that, yeah, I already dealt with this, I already know these stories, I was already going to the therapies, or I already did healing with this part. But if there was something inside you which was truly not finished fully as a process of truly letting go, twin flame masculine is the one who needs to bring it all up so you can re-look at this place, like reorder your thoughts, your beliefs, and realign your energies with the true freedom of the soul. And one of the key elements why twin flame masculine is running away, because he can subconsciously see and feel if our boundaries have not been fully integrated yet. Maybe we know what our boundaries are, but we are still willing to step over them. When we meet twin flame, we think, oh my God, finally I met him. I will throw out all my boundaries, all my preferences, all my wishes, all my needs, because finally we are together. Or at the moment when twin flames meet each other, twin flame masculine can recognize, is this divine feminine actually ready to be the highest version? It means the most truthful, most sincere, most honest version of themselves, always still give out some kind of discounts for the experiences. For example, if you're the person who knows that they need to go to sleep early because otherwise next day feeling too much tired and too drained out, and twin flame masculine can see that with him you very easily spend night until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know it's not good for you. Twin flame masculine can feel this dissonance, and it's not even in their mind they're thinking that, but they feel that this is not strong enough. This masculine inside divine feminine main holder is not strong enough to help him to come out from his troubles if he's still also struggling with the same kind of people pleasing, or not having clear boundaries, not having clear ideas about their life, because twin flame masculine will become a student for you in this lifetime, and not by the fact that you start to teach them every little detail, even though in some relationship it can be the case also that each other will be supported by God, because God is speaking through your twin flame to you, and you speak the words of God to your twin flame when you come straight from the heart with whatever you express. So what is the main characteristics of this push and pull dynamics is that the boundaries have not yet still put in the place. And here in these pictures I can see very beautiful, it's an illustration like twin flame masculine takes his wand and looks somewhere else, because he's searching for God. He's searching for the energy which is in stability, in groundedness, in the higher self, present and fully integrated inside themselves. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect as a divine feminine. It means that you're not willing to let go your wishes, your needs, because of love or because of whatever reason, because of fear. Usually it is happening, isn't it? So learning to say no, learning to put the timelines, learning to put the clear we can say even rules in the relationship is very necessary for the divine feminine to learn, because divine feminine will be energetic influence for both, until divine masculine can also learn from divine feminine main carrier about how to do and how to prepare for your next phase of life, which is co-creating together immense abundance and immense also material and emotional and spiritual wealth together. So this kind of process of acknowledging, where do I let my boundaries go? When do I let people to walk over me? What kind of actions or what kind of behaviors am I ready to accept, and which kind of actions and whatever kind of behaviors I'm not ready to accept can be very often also rediscovered in this relationship. So every growing experience as coming together and pulling apart is actually always helping to see which idea, which self-betrayal have I created myself, knowingly or unknowingly. And very often it is helping us to see very clearly about our childhood, learn about our childhood patterns, maybe to discover our mother wound, father wound, whatever might have been happened there. And during this process, both of partners can learn to take full responsibility for their own actions, their own behaviors, their own characteristics, what kind of quality they are wanting to spread to the world. Is this going to be the victim mentality for the rest of their life? Is it going to be the giving up mode, or is it going to be growing together and growing throughout all these experiences? What is a nice thing about this journey, which I personally enjoy a lot, is whatever we learn on this journey, it will be truly healed, fully healed. When something is healed in the twin flame relationship, it will be fully done. So later on you can even hardly remember what was the case. Why did we have this kind of ego war between us? Because as something becomes fully healed, there will be even no marks left. It will be completely done, completely clear, completely this stress is released from the body, from the DNA. And to create this beautiful life together, which will be truly fulfilling for both of you and for everyone around you, one of the keys is to know what are your needs, what do you truly need in life, what are your true values, what are your true wishes, what is your direction in life. And we can say that, one of the directions in the twin flame dynamics is the happy family energy by itself. We don't need to feel and see that, we need to go and change the world and help so many others. I believe this will come naturally. This is something which God will guide us to do when our relationship is harmonious. Harmony in the relationship starts from the harmony within. And as I was saying, it's very important that even if we see we have had so many traumas and so many stresses which we have gathered throughout a lifetime or maybe many lifetimes, we are not these traumas. We are not the victims. We are the observers who have watched the human selves experiencing this kind of complications, which kind of challenges people have. And by letting yourself coming out from the role, I am this trauma, I am this victim, I am this and that, if we would get stuck there, it's very difficult to come out from the illusion, because all these kind of traumas have created inside us fear, and fears are creating illusions. To come out from this is a clear view to your own life, to learn to look at your own life with truthful eyes and see that whatever you wish your twin flame knows to do, you need to do it. yourself, for yourself. If you want your twin flame to be present with you, to be truly true self and awake, this is what we need to do first. We need to teach ourselves to become this masculine also inside us, which kind of reflection we want to see. And by doing this process, sometimes divine masculine, as he is guided by nature, subconsciously, very strongly, the subconscious minds which have been come together as an energy field, because your energy fields are unifying during the coming together process. He feels when you have different feeling about things, when you learn to be peaceful and present for yourself, whatever your mind is telling or whatever your head is talking to you, you just stay present. You don't need to go and change even. You just need to stay present in this process. Then he can learn to stay present for you. And this is when he learns to fulfill his own heart with the divine essence when you do actually nothing, which is really, really strange. But this is a process I have learned during these years, that at first I was trying to explain to my twin flame every process, how it works, all the dynamics which I have been learning, which I was channeling, all these things. But actually the true learning twin flame masculine does, when twin flame feminine is completely detached, what I call this is I am just feeling God inside me, which I like to do a lot, is when I'm doing meditation, I very often say, God, I want to feel your love. First I was thinking, oh, I want to feel my twin flame's love. But when the more I was like chasing and pushing and trying, the more he was feeling kind of even attacked by these energies. Like, doesn't matter which reasons, there have been in his past different experiences and my different experiences. So it was also the attachment styles which I needed to learn a lot about avoiding and anxious attachment and dysregulated attachments. And on this process I discovered that the fastest way how divine masculine learns to become his true self is me not wanting to change him or change myself, but just stay one with God in my heart, just radiating true presence, true self, not sleeping, not running away. I didn't fill up my time with a lot of movies or different entertainments, because I knew this doesn't work, even though I tried sometimes. But truly what works is I stay silent, calm, connected with my heart, connected with the nature, maybe sitting in the nature or walking, but just staying quiet. Don't think about my twin flame as much as possible. At the beginning it was more complicated how to not to think about my twin flame, because every breath I was taking I was constantly thinking and analyzing and trying to send him some good thoughts and send to myself some programming and all these things. And I'm not saying that making intentions or meditations are bad, absolutely not. But if we want to give truly energetic space for the twin flame masculine to really download the information from God himself and truly teach himself, this is a time where we need to be strong inside us, strongly connected with our own heart, our own soul's energy, and not to put our focus on him. So this process can be felt sometimes, oh, it's so unnatural, but I'm so used to my mind still running there, and so on and so on. In these moments, what I would suggest is to ask divine help to come and protect. Like, guardian angels, ascended masters, magical universe, we can say, but actually this kind of magical universe is just our own higher self, our own higher dimensional being, which we can ask to reconnect with us and know that if your intention is pure, that you truly wish that this relationship is for the highest good for all, for you and your twin flame, this help which will come is so huge, it is so big. All your angels, all your magical helpers, they will come. And some people don't believe in this kind of words like angels and God and so on. Then we can just say that we ask the universe, the unified field, to come to help us. We can also say like that, because these words can be sometimes a little bit triggering for people for some different reasons. But the main point what I want to tell you is that if you ask help from the universe will send you the right people, right teachers, right understandings at the right time. Even if you're scrolling on YouTube or scrolling on other social media, you might find that there are very good guidelines coming to you. When you ask for help, then you start to see the right things at the right time. Some twin flame teachers say that you need to do Zen practices. I believe doing Zen practices when you haven't experienced true peace within you can be very challenging. So one of the key elements here is to learn to regulate your nervous system. We can't expect ourselves to do what we haven't experienced maybe in this lifetime almost at all, because as a children we got already so many traumas. We needed to become adults very early, or we needed to become the fake self because we needed to survive in this environment we were born into. So the key here is to learn to regulate your nervous system as much as possible. And it is not that, oh, you need to become Buddha and then your twin flame comes. No. When you start to do the right steps in the right direction, the twin flame will show up. This is the key. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to start to go in the right direction. And by doing that, you are coming the embodiment of pure Empress energy. And Empress energy is not running after. Empress energy has implemented all 4 queens inside herself. And the 4 queens are the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a feminine energy who has a power and who has energy and uses this energy to create something which is truly sustainable, which is truly doing things what you love, living from passion, living from the feeling of I like to do these things. I'm not doing because I have to, but because I really, really enjoy doing these things. Empress energy also contains the energy of Queen of Cups, and Queen of Cups is the energy of kindness, compassion, love, patience, all what we consider to be like the sweetness of feminine. Then it becomes the kind of opposite to that, which is not really opposite, but it is one of the important aspects of feminine energy, is the Queen of Swords. And Queen of Swords is the kind of energy which is considered to be more cold, but it's not cold to make hurt others, but it is not going into dramas, not going into the ego games, staying very clear-mindedness, staying truthful and honest, even if it can hurt others or if it can be disturbing for the egos. The Queen of Swords doesn't let this to become an obstacle. Like, everyone is responsible for their own feelings and everyone can choose how to react by themselves. We don't need to give everyone the guidelines how to do things, because people can learn themselves also. We can just say the truth, how we feel, what is our decisions, what are our choices, and let others to deal with this kind of inner recognition by themselves. And there is also the Queen of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles knows how important it is to share. If you are having abundance, this is for sharing. If you have like abundantly knowledge, this is what God has given to you to share it, to create more abundance. Emotional, spiritual, also material plane. So all the abundance types, not just creating lots of money, but also creating happiness with that money, creating enjoyment, self-care, understanding that this body is a sacred vessel inside us. And all these aspects can be very well recognized what is the best for us by learning to calm our nervous system. So any kind of relaxation and really bringing ourselves back to peace is super necessary on this journey. Because now I'm going to share what is the key reason why I was feeling I need to share this knowledge, is because when we as divine feminines focus too much on what divine masculine is doing when he's not present with us, what he's thinking or what he's planning, and these are not aligned with the highest will. This is still, maybe he has been still operating from the ego aspect. The second you start to analyze this, and the second you start to see as the truth, that your nervous system will go 1 second out of balance, because you can feel in the body what he is going through, and even you might feel his emotions, his decisions, his fears. And as maybe you are not fully recognizing yet which part of this journey is yours to carry and which part of the journey is his to carry, there might be a big tendency to take too much of his darknesses for your shoulders. But the good thing is that all this time, whatever you are going through, the universe is teaching you little by little, sending you the right information and sending you the guidelines and sending you the opportunities and opening the doors for you to learn more about what truly means happy family, what truly means to feel independent and same time committed, what means to be truly free and same time understanding the beauty of oneness in the relationship. So there are many layers we need to see in this process, and one of the most important process in happy family is learn to detach from other person's troubles, because you don't need to carry divine masculine's lessons. Actually, masculines really enjoy overcoming obstacles. This is how masculine energy gets their power back, is by solving problems, solving the exercises what universe has given to them. So if we take all this away, we might find ourselves, we become like a mother and he will become like a child. And I see it has happened in many twin flame relationships, and that has created a lot of resentment between the masculine and feminine, because feminine doesn't respect masculine fully before masculine starts to take his own ownership for his own processes. And that can be quite challenging period in this relationship, because we might say that, wow, I know how to do this, why I can't just share with him? But the thing is not to give him as fast as possible all the information, but to allow him to go through this, and you can stay and look at his growth process and stay with him during all this, what he's going through, as not as his mother, not as his only teacher, but as someone who truly understands him. And he can feel it, that you understand his struggles, you understand his process, but you're not trying to jump in and solve everything, because that would give him a feeling he can't do this, that he's not good enough, or he's not, he doesn't need to take like full responsibility to become a strong masculine. So this is a main reason why we need to learn to self-balance, self-regulate, and self-help with our own nervous system. As I have seen many times with my twin flame, what have happened is that if I don't jump in and start to explain every single detail, he immediately goes in himself and he immediately gets the answers himself without me trying to push him. And that gives me a lot of freedom and a lot of, peace back, because the more I am just present, the more God is teaching him. Remember this card, this is very important. We allow God to teach him, because we are one soul, and God can immediately see if I'm not going to do this process for him, the God will come and do this process for him himself. We can say like this, but actually this God self is our true essence. It's not separate from us, it is the higher self possibility. What is the main thing to do in this process of really coming back into harmony and together is be very mindful of which kind of information you are feeding yourself with. Are you going to the, I don't know, some kind of dark card readings which are telling not possible and listing all his thoughts and how he has been behaving like a complete pig? Or are you filling your own cup with the signs and synchronicities which are working? It means, long story short, are you seeing that universe is constantly helping you? Can you see that even in the darkest moments you always have some kind of help, some kind of next step is given to you? If you don't see the signs universe is helping you, then you need to look, am I searching for signs why it can't work, why it can't be successful? Because whichever kind of signs you're searching for, you're always finding them. And by truly following your path of self-love, I highly suggest to consider to really check in daily and see, am I trying to find the reasons why it can't work, or am I trying to really see how can I be in harmony with myself even more? How can I regulate myself without others? Do I still search for validation from others? Or do I empower myself and there is no wrong option here, because every part of this path is teaching you something important for the rest of your life, and maybe you will also be someone one day who will teach others, or maybe you're already teaching others about twin flame relationships. But what I want to say here is that whatever you search for, you will find, and whatever you wish to be validated, universe will give you exactly what you're searching for. So what we can do to actually help twin flame masculine inside ourselves is to let him to move at his own pace. Even though it might seem for you 1,000 times more slower than you would wish, just see every little step which have been taken, every little step which have been successful. And for example, if you are in the position where you find that there is no success, like everything is upside down, then see yourself, have I let him completely free? This is also one of the very important lessons in the twin flame relationship, is to learn to let his ego take his own steps in his own directions wherever he wishes to go. We need to let, but not with the price of our own peace. You can let him know, whatever you do, do it, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. And one of the good things in the twin flame relationship is when he goes more far from you, take a step back. Do not start to chase. Stay present, or take even the step back and do your own things. Focus on your own things like a strong tree. Do not let his behavior take away your energy. Stay as much as possible in your own truth. If someone is behaving really bad way with you, you don't need to let yourself to stay there and let this happen over and over and over again. This is a place where we need to ask our heart what to do. And my experience was like that. If he was going more far from me, I was also going more far from him. So I was reflecting back to him his own behavior. Not that I wanted to hurt him, but it was for me very necessary to come even more strongly connected with God. Because as a before, at the start of our relationship, I was trying to explain to him and trying to show him and trying to make him see. But at some moment I discovered that this kind of behavior, I'm losing myself. I'm losing my energy, I'm losing my time, I'm losing my all attention went to him constantly. And then I was taking all this attention I was giving to him, I was taking it all back to me. And by doing that, I even felt that time that this process was like awakening of my inner father. And my inner father was teaching me, do not go with this kind of games. Do not go with this flow. You stay in your heart, stay with God, stay present with God, in God, enjoy God, and let him to learn his lesson. And a few times we had this kind of experience, and after that he has not gone far anymore, because he understood by doing that it doesn't help anything. Because what I have learned on this process is that harmony can exist and both partners can stay present. No matter what it is, both partners understand that this love cannot be destroyed, it cannot be taken away, this connection can't be broken. it will stay forever, this love is forever. And by acknowledging the love, God, which is love in my world, are the same. We can always stay with God no matter what. And when we can both learn to stay present with God, we don't need to go in this chaser and runner dynamics at all. So basically, here comes a card very nicely explaining what I have learned on this path, is that, God was given us many different abilities, we can say like this, and attributes, which are, for example, compassion, kindness, understanding, and so on. So one of the attributes which were given by God is attachment. And it's so strange because universe is on the path of enlightenment in many teachings, also including Buddhist teaching and Krishna teaching, is that the main core of true self-recognition is letting go, detachment. But then I was feeling like, why God was giving us attachment then? And then I understood what we truly need to be attached with is the true self. Attached to your true higher self. That is the attachment's true value when it comes out, not suffering way, but truly happy way and enlightened way. Attached to your own heart, attached to your own soul. In this case, attachment is not anymore creating more suffering, but it creates feeling home and feeling balance and feeling awake, not sleep consciousness anymore. So attachment is like a knife. When we use knife in the right way, we can cook very nice meals or make something very nice. But when we use the knife wrong way, it will start to hurt and cut and a lot of damage, right? So we need to know how to use what is given to us from God and what not to use. And I think the core reason is because why we have went into this kind of exercises here is that past experiences in the past higher civilizations, we wanted to feel what it feels like to go against God, and therefore we have been thousands of years lowered our energies, and our connection with God has been truly under the big question or even influenced by so-called religious people, which have not always used the religious knowledge in the God's way, but like something to manipulate, and therefore it has left in our DNAs many signs of we can't trust the belief, or we can't trust ourselves, or these religious movements on this planet have completely transformed something very beautiful into something very ugly and manipulative. But when we use our conscious mind and little bit understanding that if someone is using the knife in the wrong way, it doesn't mean that knives are bad. We need to use everything in the correct way and really conscious way. So altogether today, what I want to tell you is that if you have feeling that you miss your twin flame and it's not enough of him in your everyday life, then actually what you are truly missing is God. What you're truly missing is your true self, your true higher self. And you can't replace this lack of self-connectedness 4444 on the clock when I say this. You can't replace it with twin flame masculine's love. This kind of self-love must be grown beforehand, before everything starts to fall into place, because he's your mirror. When you are fully connected with God, he is standing next to you no matter what. This is a place of recognition to take your attention back to the true self of yours, not your ego, not your like screaming and shouting inner child tantrums, but see who you truly are inside you. And I'm not saying that you having these tantrums, but maybe someone is recognizing that, yeah, I am right now in this energy of truly fighting and angry and really sad and really victim feeling. Then know that this is part of the healing process. If this is happening, then this is not the place to go and look, oh, poor me, and stay in this victimhood forever. But this is a place to have interest. But who am I if I'm before all these labels? Before even twin flames are separated in the conscious field, in illusion way, of course, because truly twin flames are never disconnected from each other. Who am I before all this disconnectedness? Who am I? And to come that point, who am I before all the traumas, all the words, all the actions, all the results, all the habits? Who am I before all these roles? Who am I before becoming even a soul? What is there? Who is there? Is there any suffering? Who am I before suffering? Because this is a place where we are called to live in. Basically, we need to log in to the energy of enlightenment before even we can see any signs of true flow in our everyday life, to trust that I don't need to control this process, but what I need to do is to become my true self, my higher self. And I told we don't need to be perfect. We can make mistakes, we can be sometimes tired, sad, whichever experiences. We still think we are this limited self, our limited mind. But then what helps is to just recognize and remember, and even write down if you need, and read it as many times in a day as possible. I'm not my limited, separated mind. I am limitless consciousness. I am oneness with all there is. Learning to staying present is the biggest present which you can give to your twin flame. This is the highest teaching. Your silence, calmness and presence is the biggest accelerator. And if from this high state of consciousness, from this peace, are coming the words you want to express or some actions you need to do, then trust it and do it, because this is divinely guided action, and this is how Empress energy is operating. Empress energy is operating from peace, not from love missing, called fear. Empress is knowing the value of the self-peacefulness. And you don't need to be perfect, you don't need to be, oh my God, I don't have any more thoughts, I don't have any more fears. No, the question is not about 100%. Even if you can have little bit peace and little bit self-regulation, already then the harmonious relationship is naturally flowing back into your conscious physical reality. So this is the sharing of today. I hope it helped. If it did, I would be really appreciating if you leave in the comments one heart emoji, and I wish you a wonderful, magical and self-calming flow, and I wish your nervous system will find exactly the right teachings to come back to the self-regulation mode more easily. And I hope that you and your twin flame will be together as much as soon as possible in the energy of love or higher in the physical reality. And I hope from all my heart that God will help you to recognize that you are together with your twin flame all the time, and there is nothing you need to miss but something to recognize and stay in this recognition as a pure soul, free of illusions. And so it is. Be blessed.